For this one, we're going to take a look at number 20 out of Chapter 7, Section 3, page 341. We're asked to determine the sample size needed to get within our margin of error at the stated confidence level. In this case, for 20, we want to estimate the population standard deviation. So we're estimating sample size for standard deviation. And for this, we only need two things. We need the confidence level, ta-da, and we need how close we want to be. We want to be within 1 percentage point of the true standard deviation. And StatDist is telling us to enter it as a percent, so we do get to put that in as a whole number. Note that's what the default value was, a whole number. So we hit evaluate, and we get back two sample sizes, and again, you're going to want to take the one that was requested. So they were asking for the sample size for the standard deviation, that's n, and our n here would be 33,218 people. So that's the minimum sample size. And next they ask us, is this sample size practical? So would it be practical for us to go out and gather up from random selection over 33,000 people waiting in line at Space Mountain and at Disney World? Not really. There's a couple issues that address with practicality. One, you don't want your sample size to approach your population size or exceed it. And the other one, in terms of going out and actually physically gathering data, rarely in kind of an experimental design or that type of design where the data is not already in a database, tend not to see sample sizes greater than 2,000, 3,000. Normally in my classes I'll say 5,000. If a sample size exceeds 5,000, where you actually have to go out and collect data versus just be able to tap into a database, it's not practical. So the answer here is no, it's not practical. What could you do to make it practical? Well, you could either lower your confidence level, assume a little bit more risk, or you could give up that level of precision, or a combination of both of those. So if you really want to keep that level of precision, then you're going to have to assume more risk. So if we were to drop that down to the other common value of 95% confidence, better. Go down to the lowest one that we've really seen, still pretty large. So here we'd probably have to assume an awful lot of risk to get this down to a manageable size. We're probably better off with accepting a little bit less precision. So if we take that to a 2% margin of error with a 90% confidence level, now we get below that, I'll call it an arbitrarily set 5,000 person threshold. If we still wanted to have a high confidence level, then again we'd need to continue to alter our margin of error until we got down to a sample size that we deemed acceptable with setting these two levels that we also deem acceptable. So, added bonus on just how to do this in StatDist. Hope you enjoy.